What's going on, traders? Let's take a quick look at SUSHISWAP. First up is Sushi against USDT. I was talking about how the price action could react against the previous ICO pump all the way around 15.76. Let's just simply round it up to $16. And so far, we have been reacting from the significant zone right here at $16 levels. $16 levels, well, price was kind of unable to close above it 4 days ago, and today, as the morning session, we have been looking at a trippy drop of price action. Could make its way to 21 simple moving average on the daily time frame, but for that, let's simply proceed into the smaller time frames. All right, now here comes the 21 simple on the 4-hour time frame. Here we had a retest, like a simple breakdown, and then a retest of the 21 simple moving average, and now rejecting it, sloping towards the downside. Means consolidation to a little downside move. I don't think this goes to the moon today, tomorrow, or next hour. So it's probably going to range sideways for a couple of time here with these levels of significance right here. Okay, there you go. This makes sense. And I'll simply demarcate these areas by some good looking green zones, green boxes in fact. Okay, level by level, step by step, no moon, no doom. Pretty simple mindset. You are in here to make money, not to stick to the asset, not to date the asset. You are here to see things objectively. All right, these are your key important levels here. If we if we will close any 4-hour candle below this particular point here at 12.3, let's call it 12.3 zone, we could simply break down all the way to 10.8, and if we lose 10.8, we can simply head back to 8.65. Well, if I talk about 8.65, this is approximately 30% move to the downside, and I'm sure you guys are pretty much used to these kind of moves here in cryptocurrency markets by this time. 30%. That's why don't get your whole briefcase of all the cashes that you have put into SUSHISWAP, because you're probably going to lose 30% of it if you jump into a long trade right now. So let this particular range try to resolve itself out. Ranging behavior between 14.6 coming down all the way at 12.37. Wanting to actually lose this one right here, as we have been engulfing bearishly all along, like ever since the retest, like 1, 2, 3. That's just three drives of red candles. I mean, you could certainly have a follow through, and you could certainly come back to retest the 10.875 regions. If you hold up here, this means that Bitcoin is also going to be holding a few key levels somewhere around 38,000 zones. If Bitcoin is losing 38,000, SUSHISWAP is going to lose 12, and we can simply come back down to 10.84. Losing that would lead to 8.7. On the other hand, any closure above, any 4-hourly closure to be precise, above 14.5 is going to lead you to 16. And well, 16 is the key zone. I do not think there is much need for FOMOing into SUSHISWAP for the time being, as this wants to resolve itself and kind of range on these areas. So it's I think it's totally fine to miss out on this and just sit on the sidelines, maybe evaluate the situation with me, and you can probably jump in after some significant levels are regained back up for the timing, which is going to be 16. Anything below $16 is a simple chop or reaccumulation or consolidation. So don't just simply long and short, like buy and sell, go in and out of these levels, because it's going to chop you out here. And these zones are the key actionable areas. Breaking below this is equals to this, which is going to be around 12%. Breaking below this is going to be this, so it's going to be around 20%. Well, similarly here, breaking above this is going to lead to this point, just 10%. But of course, you would want to be looking at a closure above $16, because that seems to me like a significant zone. And well, a couple of moving averages could define your bottom support as well in the medium term time frames, like 12 hour. Well, you're certainly coming back to retest the 21 simple here. You could get wick down like something like this I was talking about in my previous videos. This is a wick of approximately 17%, and this, oh my god, Jesus, look at this. This is around 50% 50% wick to the downside. You could get wigged out. You could certainly get wigged out here on holding long positions. Spot positions are completely fine. Spot rotation, spot flipping of these coins, which are moving significantly higher these days, is completely fine. And it kind of helps you stick to your risk management. Basically, leveraging out on SUSHISWAP on these areas is, well, from a risk management standpoint, not really a good idea. Although you can pick some up. You could nibble. You could nibble a bit around like $11.8 to $12 regions on SUSHISWAP and see if it gets picked up. Well, your confirmation would be prices rejection below the 21 simple on the 12-hour time frame. Like if you see a candle like this formulating somewhere down the line here, then you could be talking about some continuation drive to the upside, like going on to 14.5 on 16 and finally closing above this for blue sky continuation to the upside. Which reminds me, I should try to chart this out on Fibonacci and see what we can derive out of it. Considering this point to be the bottom and this one to be the top here, you have blue skies breakout around 25, 40, 52, 65, and so on and so forth. But for all of those targets to be met, first and foremost, you're going to be closing daily candles, 12 hours to daily candles above the $16 regions, as that is the key area of significance, and we are currently distributing off of that zone. Does not mean that it's a death sentence. Does not mean it's going to go to zero from here. It's never going to climb up. It's probably going to get reaccumulated on these zones. Like this trend on the 12-hour time frame is actually quite strengthful, and we can actually get picked up here. So do pay attention to it. Bitcoin breaking below 38 would mean sushi will break below 12. Okay, that's on a 12-hour closing basis, by the way. Nothing. Candle closures are a very, very, very important thing. Otherwise, you're simply going to get wigged out, like most of the people trading leveraged altcoins here. Anyway, it's time for some sushi against BTC. Alright, certainly at the 12-hour 21 simple here, but wanting to kind of lose it because alright, if this bearish engulf candle right here was just a retest of 21 simple, the follow through was kind of weak right here. It was simply not strengthful, and sellers are kind of gaining the momentum here. Let me just check out the stochastic momentums. Stochastic oscillation here, simply nosediving, simply down crossed, and would certainly want to continue just by looking at how this is postulating itself here. It's just simply wanted to trend to the downside here. Do we have any grind line? Do we have any regression coming for this one here? Well, we do not have a regression, but we do have a horizontal trending support right here for the stochastics around 38 to 40. I think if we are going to be closing this candle below the 21 simple moving average, we are probably going to lose the 38 on stochastic momentum, which could extrapolate into further downside. For example, these zones. But before we reach there, actually, there's a little key interest here. It looks like, yep, could simply demarcate this one like this, and this one like this. These are your key significant zones for sushi against BTC if you are trading that. And just by looking at the trend, it's probably going to hold up here. But if you see bearish engulf candles closing below this particular support area, then we are looking at further downside. And the relative strength index actually not making any of bearish divergence between this point and this point right here. Although this point and this point, okay, this one and these both certainly have bearish divergence, but this signature is more of a consolidation-ish kind of sideways consolidation kind of signature right here. And let me just simply check out a regression line coming like this. So it's probably going to be here. So you had a hidden bull. Yep, you had a hidden bull between these points right here. You could probably have another hidden bull all the way until this point right here. Okay, so hidden bullish divergence is like prices coming down. The strength, I mean the relative strength of the market coming down, but the price is unable to come down. That's going to be hidden bullish divergence, just like this point right here and here. You could be simply formulating a hidden bullish divergence between this point and this point. So keep an eye on this RSI regression line and maybe the prices could get picked up from this RSI regression, from the strength regression here. And well, all of these things are typically pretty much functional all across crypto markets, and I personally have defined these things as my edge, which I'm giving you as free. So the best you can do is bloody subscribe to this channel, and maybe help my not mine, like let's grow together, right? Let's simply grow together, and let's simply take this community, let's simply take Cryptoducator to new levels. And I'll be happy to help all of you guys. Make sure to leave your shitcoin requests down in the comment section below, so that I can simply take a look at them and talk to you guys about various opportunities all across the market in terms of technical perspectives right here. All right, sushi against Bitcoin, pretty simple. You regain this level here around 42,000 sushis. You would, wow, you do not have a upside target. It looks like you would simply continue the trend to the upside. Well, if you really want to compare sushi to something like Uniswap, or maybe something which has just outperformed the entire market like Synthetics or something like that, it has a lot of upside here. SUSHISWAP has a lot of upside. I mean, just keep an eye on the total locked value on SUSHISWAP. SUSHISWAP's total locked value would certainly define few of the behaviors that investors are going to show if they are holding sushi. Would they want to be like, would they prefer sushi over Bitcoin? If that is the case, then sushi will constantly appreciate against Bitcoin. If if sushi is appreciating against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin in general is appreciating against the market, you can certainly multiply your gains, which would mean good times, I think. You define your good times, I define my good times in different ways. Some philosophical shit right here. Let's take a look at sushi against Ethereum. Sushi against Ethereum, pretty interesting right here. And well, quite the similar structure to Bitcoin, in fact, to be honest. I mean, it's just like whatever Bitcoin is doing against whatever sushi is doing against Bitcoin, Ethereum, the sushi is doing the same against Ethereum as well. Testing the 21 simple on the 12-hour time frame. Constantly want to be like, okay, this does not look much strengthful right here against Ethereum here. You could lose that, and you could come to test some key levels of significance around these zones right here. If you lose this, and if you just constantly keep on opening and closing candles below the 21 simple moving average on the 12-hour, you are looking at these levels against Ethereum on SUSHISWAP, which is going to be approximately 20% of the downside. Could be interesting. Let's check out a little more of macro. Well, macro, you don't have much information, you don't have much history of this asset, so well, not much to talk about it. In fact, you have a shooting star on the 3-year time frame, calls for a consolidation or a retest of 21 simple, at least on the 3-year time frame, and a support right here. So overall picture for SUSHISWAP, let's just try to conclude this right here. Sushi against USDT, whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to do that. Sushi against Bitcoin, wanting to consolidate somewhere near the 21 simple moving average on the 12-hour time frame. Similarly with sushi against Ethereum. So basically, the more or less the picture is like consolidation to sideways to downside. No need to FOMO. No need to wait for the FOMO breakout to the upside to like jump on the train which is running at 200 kilometers per hour. No, you do not want to do that. You could do that if you don't like money, and you can simply just blindly long SUSHISWAP 50%. 50x against Ethereum, USDT, anything. Like, go long 50x. Why 50x? Binance got 101x, I think, or maybe 120x. Man, like, what would you want to do with such amount of leverage? I mean, wow, it's like we'll talk about leverage and managing future positions in future videos. But well, in a market which is already so giving, you do not quite need 101x leverage. This is what I personally feel as a trader. Over time, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out over time if you are constantly leveraging out your exposure in the market. Whereas if you are focused on long-term development as a trader, and if you want to succeed in the long run, you would generally want to stay away from leverage. I mean, this is how it works. Best of the traders, they just gave around 15 to 20% returns yearly, and like, those traders are the richest traders to exist in the world. Now, just try to understand this. Yearly returns of 20% over 10 years, 20 years is the richest trader to stay alive. Basically, trade SUSHISWAP on 2021, trade Uniswap in 2022, trade Bitcoin in 2023, trade Ethereum in 2024, and so on and so forth. Try to aim for 20% every and you could be the richest trader, I think. Well, that's enough of me rambling. I'm gonna catch you guys soon on the next video, probably dropping today itself, and well, bye for now.